Tonight, God of Thunder, global superstar, grounded family man.
I love you, sweetie.
This is Chris Hemsworth.
He's pretty cut.
You know him as a superhero and one of the most bankable names in Hollywood.
Trying to set me up, aren't you?
But behind the hammer is a man who never expected any of this.
I'm slightly suspicious that I'm going to wake up in a second and it's all going to be a dream.
From growing up off the grid
You got to see buffalo, in the street and crocodiles.
to the big break that changed everything,
A few people turned it down before they got to me.
and how he nearly quit Hollywood altogether.
I was at a point where I was like, this is not for me, I'm going home.
E.T. goes behind the scenes of his stardom,
You people are so petty and tiny.
the roles that pushed him to extremes,
It was freezing cold. We shot 2 months at sea.
and the family that keeps him grounded.
He leaves the house quite often with his little Thor costume or a hammer.
E.T. Vault Unlocked, Chris Hemsworth,
It's mind-blowing.
starts now. From Earth to Asgard, we celebrate the God of Thunder from down under, Chris Hemsworth. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Entertainment Tonight. Chris's new movie, Crime 101, opposite Halle Berry, is out now, and yes, Thor will be back in Avengers Doomsday 2. So, no better time to salute this Hollywood Chris, the father, the husband, and forever Avenger.
He's pretty cut.
This has always been something I enjoy doing, and the fact that I can get paid to do it is a blessing.
Ain't that the luck, huh? It's mind-blowing. It's you're constantly kind of pinching yourself thinking, oh my God, how did I get involved in this? And thank you to whoever let me. Hey guys, which one of these makes me look more like a doctor?
He's one of Hollywood's top 10 most bankable stars. His movies have grossed almost $13 billion, and he's earned the love and admiration of both fans and Hollywood's heaviest hitters.
He's a great-looking guy and all those things, but he loves movies, and he's an excellent actor.
The Aussie actor shot to global stardom as a superhero in one of the biggest film franchises in history, and now commands a reported $20 million per film. Not a bad payday when you consider his first turn as Thor in 2011 only earned him an estimated $150,000.
The first film, thought I was going to be fired most days.
But he's not just a god. Chris was also Sexiest Man Alive in 2014, although humblest might be just as accurate.
A few people turned it down before they got to me. I got about 24 hours of bragging rights, and it was back to dishes and nappies.
10 years later, he got his star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame.
What is Chris Hemsworth? Renner says, absurdly, annoyingly amazing. Ruffalo came in strong with friend from work.
He's a friend from work.
Captain America calls him second best Chris.
I feel like it's a trick. I'm slightly suspicious that I'm going to wake up in a second and it's all going to be a dream.
Something else we've learned about Chris? He's just as loyal to his friends as he is to his 6 days a week workouts.
Your schoolmate is your trainer, is that right?
Yeah, we've known each other since we were this big, about 4 years old. It's good, you have people who kind of remind you, don't be an idiot,
Everything is just a little too perfect.
His latest film, Crime 101, co-stars Halle Berry and Mark Ruffalo. Chris is an elusive jewel thief with a love for fast cars in the movie that's in theaters now. You said that Crime 101 was actually the best experience you'd had. What specifically made this project that good for you? This man.
He was a big part of it.
But Chris's life didn't start in the spotlight. He spent part of his childhood in the remote Northern Territory of Australia.
We grew up in an Australian Aboriginal community. Buffalo, in the street and crocodiles.
He got his first big acting break in 2004 in the long-running Aussie soap Home and Away.
Personal chef, personal advisor, I'm a versatile man.
I was so stoked to be on set and working, and I was like, wait a second, what's my name? Kim. And I remembered asking the producer, why Kim? And she said, it's different, we wanted to go with something, and you can pull it off, it's okay. And I wasn't convinced, but anyway, it all worked out.
But the best flashback?
We now go to Chris Hemsworth.
Were you on Dancing with the Stars?
No.
Yes.
I didn't know that.
What?
That's so cool.
Oh, the Australian.
The Australian one.
Yeah, it's much more prestigious in
Use
Australia.
it.
I walked into that thinking, oh, this would be fun. You know, the girls like dancing, I'll go and dance, and this will help my career. And little did I know I couldn't dance very well. My previous dancing experience was, you know, down the pub with your mates having a beer and, you know, on the dance floor, but nothing.
Dream a little dream of me.
And you finally made the move here.
Yeah, I mean, I came here and I got work pretty quickly, and I did Star Trek and a couple other films, and felt like I was off, you know, and I was busy. And then all of a sudden, there was an 8 or 9 month period where I couldn't get any traction, and I was at a point where I was like, this is not for me, I'm going home, you know, and then I got a job, and then another one, and then Thor, and it all sort of, you know, when it rains, it pours.
But the role that changed the trajectory of his career?
The God of Thunder, Thor, Chris Hemsworth.
Cementing his spot in the MCU, he beat out stars like Charlie Hunnam, Alexander Skarsgård, Tom Hiddleston, aka Loki, and his brother Liam for the part.
When you get Thor, what's that conversation like?
You know, he's as excited for me as I am for him. We know how difficult it is to get a job to begin with, so the fact to even sort of be in the same zone as each other competing is just, it's just as exciting.
How is Chris's Thor? It's amazing.
It's an interesting question.
I mean, first of all, he looks like Thor.
We first met Chris and co-star Natalie Portman on set of the film in 2010. He told us the prep was intense.
It was good old-fashioned Schwarzenegger sort of, you know, bodybuilding exercises. Lots of powerlifting, and then specific sort of, you know, dumbbell curls and bench press.
How much were you eating?
Yeah, I'd have, I got, you know, a bunch of eggs and chicken, and just ended up, you know, you feel sick at the sight of chicken and eggs and what have you.
You know, for a crazy homeless person, he's pretty cut.
I was happy to kind of get that scene over with. That was, Ken said to me a couple of days before, you know, we're going to do the shirt off scene. Are you okay with that? And I said, you told me to work out for the last 6 months. Let's just get it done.
Just 3 weeks after the film's premiere, Chris suited back up for The Avengers, joining a stacked cast of A-listers.
You people are so petty and tiny.
You have a god who doesn't want to be told what to do, and then a guy who turns into a big green monster and has an anger issue, and Captain America and Iron Man, and, you know, it's a funny team to try and assemble.
The Avengers have assembled 4 times and counting.
All right, Chris is here now with the start.
Sorry. It's doing wig work.
Are you your kid's favorite Avenger?
I don't think so. I think they like Captain America. They like Wonder Woman. Yeah, the Hulk. But then they met Mark Ruffalo, and they were like, where's the Hulk? And I was like, well, so kids, you know?
Entertainment tonight. Hey, welcome everybody to New Asgard.
Chris last picked up the hammer for 2022's Thor: Love and Thunder. The vibe on set, pure chaos.
Natalie, you want to smash a window? We've been ruining the set. It feels so good. It feels so good. Come on. Oh, just lob it in there. I missed again. The entire crew's looking at us saying, those guys are morons.
Heading into that scene, training, did you have to do extra squats or anything like that?
There's a lot of work, yeah. I mean, it was kind of 10, 11 years in the making, that shot. Each film, we've taken off another item of clothing.
I hear love, thunder, and booty.
Love, thunder, and booty.
Well, outside the MCU, Chris proved he could carry plenty of other movies and franchises, even without Thor's hammer.
I have 2 hatchets, a big axe, and an axe and a hammer is, I guess, a similar size, yeah.
E.T. was on set of 2012's Snow White and the Huntsman, where Chris was feeling confident until co-star Kristen Stewart accidentally punched him.
Straight in the nose, yeah. She was like, I'm sorry, I've never hit anyone before, and which I don't know if I believe, because it was it's quite a good punch.
But I'm just going to step a hair back while you do that.
Well, these are the hatchets, which we had in the first film.
4 years later, on the set of The Huntsman: Winter's War, Chris showed us his weapons and, on screen, his comedy skills.
That's all yours.
Are you starting to really show your comedic side?
Yeah, no, absolutely, I love it. Yeah, it's a lot more fun. You know?
There's a lot of estrogen around you.
It's like having 3 sisters.
Is it?
Yeah. I get bullied a lot.
Now that is through.
For 2013's Formula One drama Rush, Chris spent weeks behind the wheel of a real-life race car.
It was like a go-kart on steroids, you know, and tricky to drive. There's no room in there, especially when you're 6'3".
But what may have been scarier, the sex scenes.
Butt double, no butt double.
No, that was mine, yeah.
Any special training for that?
I mean, I was losing a lot of weight. I was at Thor weight before we started shooting, and I went from 215 pounds down to about 185.
And this was even more grueling. Recreating the story that inspired Moby Dick 2015's In the Heart of the Sea, E.T. on the London set as Chris wielded a harpoon in a water tank before hitting the frigid ocean.
One of the most physically and emotionally draining things I'd done. It was freezing cold. We shot 2 months at sea, so you're dealing with kind of seasickness and all sorts of things, and the whole time diminishing your calorie intake and getting hungrier and moodier and more unpleasant to be around, you know.
The next decade had Chris pulling off more stunts for Extraction and its sequel.
Cover me! Being on the top of a train, moving 50 miles an hour with a helicopter flying backwards about 20 feet in front of me was pretty intimidating.
He also transformed into a menacing warlord in Furiosa, a Mad Max saga, his second time as a villain after playing a cut-up cult leader in Bad Times at the El Royale. Then the dad of 3 really got animated for Transformers 1.
I recorded in the TV room downstairs, and my kids would run in and out and kind of go, and I'm like, shh, gotta be quiet, be quiet. I am Optimus Prime. Get out of it.
So his acting coach is.
We are more than meets the eye. Just wanted to make sure you all had everything you needed for the night.
What was it like shooting that scene, first of all?
Yeah, it was pretty uncomfortable. The decision on sort of how big it was going to be was an interesting conversation.
Have yourselves a good night.
Has your wife seen it?
Well, that's why we got married, maybe. I don't know.
That's Chris Hemsworth showing off his funny bone. And did you know he actually improvised this scene in Ghostbusters?
Can I ask why no glass?
They just kept getting dirty, so I took them out.
He accidentally stuck his finger through the lens of his fake glasses to scratch his eye while filming, and the cast played along.
Lots of different jobs.
You know what? I hate to interrupt. I'm so sorry. I couldn't help noticing that you reached.
He's incredibly gifted at comedy and actually at everything.
Look, it's the Men in Black. Aliens got down.
Yeah, I get it.
Good. Yeah, good. Great, perfect. How about me? How do I look?
Yeah, it turns out those ridiculously good looks mask one of Hemsworth's greatest talents, comedy.
I choose to run toward my problems and not away from them. That's what.
How did your hammer grow, Chris?
Because I used my friend's arm for it.
Ew.
For the handle.
What?
What? Wow, that is smooth.
What about Chris Hemsworth in Thor? That scene where he comes home from battle and has his shirt off. Yum, 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 yum.
Describe the rest of your life in 5 words.
Where'd I put my keys?
Your third Ed Sheeran concert, dude?
My third. I was going to blame it on my kids and say my kids wanted me to come, but they're not even here.
Who knew Chris Hemsworth was such a massive Cheerio? In 2024, he even joined Ed on stage to play drums.
Make some noise for Chris! And you were rocking out. He said you did well. How do you think you did?
I didn't mess it up. Let's just say, it went well. It went to plan. I'd had a couple of months to learn the song. And literally, I was blistered up my fingers just from playing the song over and over and over and over.
Other things E.T. has learned over the years, he's besties with Matt Damon and their families vacay together.
All the kids together and having a little holiday.
If you and Matt were to get matching tattoos, what would it be?
I don't think we get matching tattoos. I'm done with tattoos. I got a couple, and that's plenty. It's too painful, mate.
Chris and his brothers, Liam and Luke, were raised in a pretty isolated area of the Outback, where they came up with their own adventures for entertainment.
I had a Robin costume of all costumes, which I used to run around the house and terrorise the family with.
It's surfing's where I kind of get my buzz from, I think, and where I, my adrenaline fix. I rode motorbikes a lot as a kid, and I think anything that there's a high amount of risk involved. We came over to the States just, trying to get a job of any kind, and let alone landing in amongst these types of films is a dream. So.
Is there a competition between the three of you?
Healthy one, yeah. not with the industry, but with everything else.
All three found success in Hollywood. Liam, of course, in The Hunger Games, and Luke has appeared in Westworld and 2 Thor films.
Me and my both brothers, and it becomes a bit of a team effort. We run our stuff together and bounce ideas around, and if someone gets a job, then we're just as happy for each other.
Do you and Liam help prep each other for auditions?
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, it's good. It's good having someone here. You have someone you trust to work with, and he's certainly one of those people.
Chris's biggest supporter is his wife of 15 years, Spanish actress Elsa Pataki.
Yeah, there's a lot of fire and passion in that relationship, or I guess from those two countries, so it's a good combination, yeah.
She's actually 7 years older. They were set up on a blind date by a mutual friend.
I left her a voicemail, said, hello, my name's Chris. Would you like to go on a date?
Thank God for her. She showed the photos and we're like, actually, that's pretty hot.
She can wear you out in the gym. Is that true?
Yeah, she has a greater cardio skill set. It's a little embarrassing at times. We have the same trainer. He very often says, you know what, your wife is much fitter than you are. So I'm well aware of it.
Their 3 kids are just as active and thrill seekers themselves. There's twin sons, Sasha and Tristan, and their oldest daughter, India, who will once again appear alongside Dad in Avengers Doomsday.
I love you, sweetie.
Love you, Uncle Thor.
I'm telling you, his superpower is parenting.
My wife.
Well, yeah, Elsa's the greatest, but even seeing them with a twin strapped on each of them, and I think all right, they're young. That's how they can do that.
He leaves the house quite often with his little Thor costume or a hammer, and I'm always sort of like, people are going to think I've forced him to wear that, and so I'm like, you want to wear something else? And he's like, nah. So
He's Thor Jr., baby. He's got this in the blood.
just got to go with it. Puts it all in perspective, and makes you understand what's important, which is family, and the work is, fun, and I love it, but it's secondary to what's at home.
Chris, you're ugly.
Oh, here we go. They're straight in.
Everyone's been talking about it. You're just really ugly.
Thanks.
You've got a growing collection of grandma cardigans, and I've been meaning to talk to you about it.
Oh, not the grandma cardigan. Yikes. Listen, we love anything you wear, say or do, Chris. So we're going to leave you now with more things to love about Mr. Hemsworth. Night, everybody.
Look at that, everyone's screaming for you.
Maybe someone behind me.
You feel the heat, don't you? You feel the pressure, Thor?
Just stand next to you. It'll be all right.
Did you guys take any mementos from the set?
You got your hammer.
I've taken a couple of hammers, yeah. I was like, yeah, just tell him to come find me.
This was your first interview that you ever did with us.
This has always been something I enjoy doing. Okay, that's enough. That's enough. That's good.
You don't want to hear the whole thing?
One of my kids is impressed by the fact that I play the superhero. The other 2 don't really care. So 1 out of 3 is good. I'll take it.